Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again. I want to speak to you on a subject matter that is pertaining to a philosophy of life that affects us in our everyday choices. In our particular situations, it finds us confined to a status in life that is sometimes, depending upon our status within the social order, it could be okay or less pleasing. However, the purpose for me is to share with you some stuff that is guaranteed to work. For those of you who are students of religion, those of you who are Christians and other faiths that are somewhat associated or related in texture, you hold yourselves to be nice people, beautiful people, and you convinced yourself that you are just that. But are you? Are you really that? I ask you again, are you really that? For those of you who study the Bible, you remember somewhere in the book they state that Jesus asked Peter, "Who do people say that he is?" And he was telling Jesus what the people had been saying who Jesus was. And some were calling him rabbi, some was calling him teacher, and some they were calling him all kinds of things. Then Jesus asked Peter, "Who do you say that I am?" And Peter told him, "Hey, you the Son of God." Plainly put. And Jesus said unto Peter, "Flesh and blood did not tell you that. You only know that," paraphrasing, "because of the Spirit from my Father." In other words, you heard from God that that's who I am. And upon this rock will I build my church. Now, many people have said that upon Peter, upon the understanding, the receptivity of Peter, the ability to hear from God, upon this Peter, and that's why I think we have the Catholic Church, upon this rock. But what is it essentially, as I see it, as the Spirit teaches me? It is that Jesus has said that he would build his church and is building his church on those who are in tuned and can receive guidance from the Father. In other words, Jesus' church will be filled with people who are listening to God and obeying God. Jesus says, "I will build my church on this rock." What rock? Peter, who do you say I am? I say that you are the Son of the living God. Flesh and blood did not tell you that, Peter. God told you that. So upon this rock, hearing, the ability to hear God, the ability to hear the Father and give evidence, upon this will I build my church. My church will be built with and filled with members with people who hears the Father and does the Father's will. They, now, come on, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that's a big difference than from the churches and things that we see and hear of today. I only mention that to you because I want to say that in this world, in every system of government on earth, it is designed to orientate its citizens to make them understand that this system that they live under is the best system in the world. And their support is needed to maintain this system. And because it is so fantastic, some of you receive rewards from the system. Jobs, credit, good credit, all kinds of good stuff. Some of you get a little less. Some of you got to hustle and struggle to make it. But that happens everywhere. Every form of government, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what form of government you live under, it all operates the same. It all comes out the same. And when I speak to you, I'm very serious. I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but I'm only trying to get you to understand that I'm speaking not for you, your political persuasion, and this and that, but I'm speaking for my Heavenly Father. And when I speak to my Heavenly Father, I'm speaking to you from one who loves each and every last one of you. Loves each and every last one of you. And his concern is for each and every last one of you. Now, when you start talking about private property, that's a major thing. You got private property. You got land. You got a house that you probably have paid off, and little of this and little of that. And this is your private property. Listen. In God's plan, private property is a crutch. Private property is something that ties you down. You can't live being tied down. The world is yours. In God's plan, the world is yours, and you don't want to be tied down any place. Why you want to be tied down to something that you want to say is yours when the world is yours? Anywhere you go is yours. Each and every last one of you, wherever you go, it's yours. Why? That's God's plan. And God has it set up so beautiful. So beautiful that here in America, everybody that lives in the confines of the United States of America, all the goods and resources of the earth, in the earth, on the earth, or above the earth, is designed by God. It is put here by God. And you and I are put here by God. Even if we come from someplace else, we ended up here by the grace of God's power. And everything that is considered American belongs for the benefit of every American. Every American. Now, Americans can design and operate under any system that they choose. But any system other than one that operates for the benefit of every citizen is a system that is working against God's plan. Any system that does not work to benefit every citizen within that system is a system operating against God's plan. And anybody that supports that system is supporting a system against God. And anybody who wants to support it but can't because they can't find a job, you still wishing supportingly against God. The only ones that's not working against God are those who have committed themselves to change the direction. They themselves might appear to be going through some hard times and some troubled times, but they have committed themselves to do the right thing. Therein is God glorified, and you, the people, may not understand unless you are engaging yourself in such a plan. But the one who is engaged has a benefit, has a reward. And it's not just someplace else. It's a reward here. But the benefit that he could truly receive is being denied, not by God, but it is being denied by you, who are settling for the crap that you are receiving every day. It is you that is causing the pain and suffering of what we call Americans. We can blame the politicians all we want, but the politicians only do what we allow them to do. Sure, most of them are getting their direction from other sources, from other powers that be. Sure they are. But they only get a chance to operate them and implement them when you allow them to get away with it. Anything that they do that you do not approve of and you think it came from somewhere else, you got the power, the authority, and the doggone right to get that bill recalled. But you acting strange. You're acting like you don't know God. Because if you knew God, we would be living in a beautiful world. Now, I'm getting ready to go. I just wanted to spend a little bit of time saying something to you about this issue, about when Jesus said, this rock, talking about this rock, on this rock will I build my church. And I know a lot of people think he was talking about Peter, and the Catholic Church has sprang up from that, and it has some basic significance. But no, Christ is not dumb like that. That's the way men think. Men think like Israel, God's chosen people. That's men. That's not God thinking. White people better than black people, superior to black people. That's men thinking. That's not God thinking. So, to put it mildly, I'm going to say good night.